look at ionic charges. The best way to learn them is to follow the chant. These are just the charges, but learn them. 1, 2, 3, skip. -3, -2, -1, skip. 1, 2, 3, skip. -3, -2, -1, skip. 1, 2, 3, skip. -3, -2, -1, skip. The atoms in the first column all form ions with a plus charge, a +1 charge. Now, atoms in the second column will form ions with a +2 charge. And although down in that valley there, the D block, scandium through zinc, and on down, although down there you've got to basically memorize each element because they form weird combinations of ions. If you had to guess, your best bet would be 2. So I've kind of got an ooh after the 2 to show it kind of carries over through the D block. And then, starting with boron again, we've got a +3 charge for the ions that form. And then skip the column with carbon because a lot of different stuff is going on in there, and we'll cover that column more when we talk about covalent bonding. Then the nitrogen column is a -3 charge for its ions. The next column has a -2 charge. The column after that, a -1 charge. And then the last column, the very last column, has no charge. It doesn't form ions. They're the noble gases. The other atoms form ions so that they can look on their outer energy level like the noble gases. The noble gases already look like themselves, so they don't have to form ions. So let's memorize this. 1, 2, 3, skip, -3, -2, -1, skip. So let's take a look at why ions form. Now that we know they have a certain charge, let's look at why they have that charge. Again, I said that everything wants to be like one of these noble gases. And the noble gases are everybody's goal, and helium. Helium is a noble gas. It should be over here. So we'll just cross it out over here for this lesson. Now, these noble gases, helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon, and UUO, these noble gases are the lowest energy structure an atom can have, and that is because they have 8 valence electrons, or in the case of helium, 2, but either way, that fills their outer energy level. So if an atom's outer energy level is full, it has the lowest energy it could have. And according to the second law of thermodynamics, everything in the universe seeks lower energy or greater chaos. And in this case, it's the lower energy that enters into things. So all these atoms on the left-hand side of the noble gases want to look like a noble gas. So fluorine right here only needs 1 more electron. Each box where an element is another place for an electron to be. So in other words, oxygen has 1 less electron than fluorine does. Nitrogen has 2 less. So fluorine just needs 1 electron so it can look like neon. And so fluorine steals an electron from somewhere. It's that electron, and now it's got the same outer energy level as a noble gas. But that does something. Fluorine has 9 protons. And 9 electrons. Now it takes 1 more from somewhere so it can look like neon. And when it does that, you'll notice that the atom was neutral because these two canceled each other out all the way down. These cancel each other out. But the last electron, the one it picked up, doesn't cancel out. So fluorine actually has a -1 charge. It has an extra electron. Well, in the same way, sulfur would need to move 2 to look like argon. So sulfur would have a -2 charge. Phosphorus would have one more square, would have to move, one more electron it would need to steal. So it would have a -3 charge. Now, one of the things you need to realize about the periodic table is that neon right here actually connects, goes all the way around, and neon connects to sodium. And that's true. Argon comes around and connects to potassium, etc. It's the left-hand side connects to the right-hand side. So when you're looking at the periodic table, one of the things that this is important to, one of the times it's important to realize that they connect on either side is when you're dealing with formation of positive ions. Now let's take lithium. Lithium could either gain 7 electrons, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and look like neon, or it could lose 1, and that would bring it around over to here to look like helium, which I erased, but should be up there. So lithium is going, they'll always take the shortest path, so lithium will lose 1 electron. So lithium had 3 protons and 3 electrons, and now it picked up, or it lost one of its electrons. So if you look, they cancel out for those two, but you're left with an uncanceled proton. So lithium picks up a +1 charge. Since magnesium would lose 2 electrons to go back and look like neon, magnesium would have a +2 charge, and aluminum over here, aluminum would have a +3 charge. So that's the way ions form. They form so that they can have, so that their atom, their neutral atom, can gain a noble gas electron structure. But in the process of doing this, they also pick up charges because they have to gain or lose electrons. Now, if all of this seems a little clumsy to you and it's hard to remember, you can get by in almost every situation just by remembering the chant. It'll tell you the charges. That's the most important thing to know. It'd be great if you remember how the ions form and why. But the most important thing for moving on is to be able to tell the charge on the ions. So remember, it's 1, 2, 3, skip, -3, -2, -1, skip. 1, 2, 3, skip. -3, -2, -1, skip.